Well there, very good afternoon to all our viewers and welcome. This is Lunchtime News. We're coming to you live and direct from the Newsfirst studios here in Colombo. I'm Zola Outskun. Let's start off with a look at our headlines for this afternoon.
Former Sri Lankan ambassador to the United States, Jalia Wickramasuriya, remanded. A backlog of 8,000 investigations owing to the protest staged by the Labour officers. Bus operations on a number of roads, including the Gaul Road, hampered owing to a strike launched by a group of private bus employees.
On our lead story this afternoon in News from Parliament, the vote on the second reading of the 2017 budget is set to get underway in Parliament this evening. A heated debate took place in Parliament earlier today over vehicle permits for a group of government MPs to lease vehicles for the purpose of supervising development projects undertaken by the government. Today is the final day of the debate on the second reading of the 2017 budget. The vote on the second reading will be held at 5 p.m. today. Well, today marks day 17 of the strike action launched by Labour officials in protest of several measures, including the curtailing of holidays. A backlog of close to 8,000 labour disputes have arisen owing to the strike. Meanwhile, delays in resolving 23,000 labour disputes has severely inconvenienced members of the public seeking the services of the Labour Department. The chairman of the Public Service Labour Officers Association, Ires Chintaka, says the authorities have not intervened to resolve the issues faced by labour officers. The statement shows no signs of reaching a resolution, with the State Minister of Labour, Ravindra Samarveera, saying the labour officers have submitted unreasonable demands to the government. Meanwhile, former Sri Lankan ambassador to the USA, Jalia Wickramasuriya, who was arrested by the Police Financial Crimes Investigations Division over the misuse of state funds while serving in office under the previous government, has been remanded until the 2nd of December.
He was remanded after being produced in court today. The former ambassador was arrested at the Katunaika International Airport last evening while attempting to travel overseas. He was arrested for allegedly misusing part of a commission awarded to him for the purpose of refurbishing the embassy. He had reportedly remitted $332,027 of the $660,000 awarded to him into his personal accounts in Sri Lanka.
In some tragic news, one person died following an accident which took place in the Karulagaswava area along the Anuradhapura-Puttalam main road at dawn today.
The accident took place when a lorry rear-ended a cab in close proximity to the 13-mile post area in Karulagaswava. A 21-year-old died after being struck between the lorry and the cab. The driver of the lorry has been arrested. The Karulagaswava police has launched investigations in this regard. Meanwhile, one person died after a defender veered off the road after losing control of its speed in the Galvangunu area along the Galgamur-Morogolagama road. 5 persons sustained injuries as a result. Our correspondent added that a 20-year-old succumbed to his injuries. When I was on my way home from Galgamur, just close to the junction, I saw the vehicle advancing towards me and I was frightened. I escaped after they turned to the pasture. I knew that the vehicle couldn't navigate the bend. And when I turned and looked, I saw the vehicle going 5 feet over the road. The injured have been transferred from the Galgamur General Hospital to the Anuradhapura Hospital for treatment. The Galgamur police are carrying out further investigations into the incident.
In some news from the President's Diary this afternoon, a program on information technology and video surveillance was held in Colombo yesterday under the auspices of President Maithripala Sirisena. An exhibition of IT equipment also took place on the sidelines of the program, which saw the participation of the President. A van equipped with CCTV surveillance cameras worth nearly 2 million rupees was presented to the head of state at the event. The President in turn handed over the vehicle to the Sri Lanka police. Welcome back to the news. The establishment of an international Buddhist center in Rajadalbatta, Madapatha Piliyandala was initiated under the patronage of Minister of Justice and Buddha Sasana, Vijayadasa Rajapaksa.
The Buddhist centre is being constructed in an area of 76 acres under the guidance of Dr. Basanta Bisara, a Nepali archaeologist. The event was graced by the Mahanayaka of the Sri Lanka Amarapura Nikaya, the most venerable Trikunnamale Anandathera, and regional politicians. Politicians have made plans for various kinds of projects. One to make a zoological garden, one to make an industrial sector, but the vision of this division is to take Buddha Sasana forward. By now, so many buildings have been constructed with the vision of constructing an international Buddhist center by spending hundreds of millions of rupees, which have all gone into disuse. A sum of 500 million will be spent on the project, and the project will be funded by the Light of Asia Foundation. This was something that was supposed to be built in Los Angeles. By showing them the significance of the Buddha Sasana in Sri Lanka, we were able to get this project to our shores.
Keeping you on the lookout on some weather news. Now, under the influence of the atmospheric disturbance in the Bay of Bengal to the southeast of Sri Lanka, cloudy skies and showery conditions are expected to enhance during the next few days, particularly in the southern, Sabaragamu, central, western, eastern and Nuwa provinces. According to the Met Department, heavy falls of about 100 millimeters can be expected at some places. Due to the active cloudiness in the southern sea areas, there is a possibility of heavy showers and sudden roughness of the sea areas associated with the sudden increase of wind speeds of up to 70 to 80 kilometers per hour over the sea areas off the coast extending from Batiklo to Gaul via Potterville and Hambantota. Navy and fishing communities are requested to be vigilant in this regard. Now, as mentioned earlier on in the bulletin, the strike action commenced by private bus operators has resulted in commuters being inconvenienced along several routes, including the Gaul Road. Our correspondent stated that as a result, private bus operation on routes plying from Colombo to Kathragama, Tangol, Mathura, Gaul and Alutgama have been disrupted. Meanwhile, all luxury buses plying from Colombo to Mathura have joined the strike action.
The strike action has been organized against the proposed minimum road traffic violation fine of 2,500 rupees. Employees of private buses state that they will engage in the strike action until a favorable solution is provided to them. Leaflets were distributed to us yesterday requesting us to stay off work from today. We cannot operate since we need to pass Alutgama. Employees of private buses from Alutgama to Ambalangoda and Kathragama that ply to Colombo are participating in the strike action. Only one bus is in operation to transport people who are visiting patients at the Karapitiya hospital. All other bus employees are engaged in the strike action. A few rogue bus operators are operating their buses. We cannot force them to not operate. If someone from the Lanka Private Bus Owners Association or Gamnu Vijayratna says that they are ready to pay the 2,500 rupee fine and for us to operate our buses, we will then operate our buses. Newsfirst made an inquiry in this regard from the chairman of the Lanka Private Bus Owners Association, Gamnu Vijayratna. The minister has clearly stated that except for serious violations such as driving under the influence of liquor or driving without a valid road license, the road traffic violation fines will not be increased. We carried out discussions in this regard with the minister. He made a clear statement. An uninformed group of employees from the Alutgama area engaged in a strike action. However, a number of buses are in operation under the leadership of bus owners. I spoke to the operators last evening as well. However, they have failed to understand the situation. We will not leave room for the operators to be at a disadvantage. Therefore, we clearly state, do not be confused about the existing situation. Please continue to operate your buses.
Well, with that piece of entertainment, we wrap up this edition of Primetime News. It was a pleasure having you with us this afternoon. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Joel Outskoon. But remember to keep a tab of the latest and trending stories on our website, www.newsfirst.lk. Take care. Have yourself a great day ahead.